Shooters Connection offers products for competition shooters by competition shooters. With over 80 years of combined competition shooting experience, Shooters Connection is staffed by master and grandmaster shooters who live the shooting sports every day. We offer same-day shipping. Shooters Connection also sponsors over 100 of your matches every single year. So when it comes to finding everything you need to compete as a beginner or a seasoned grandmaster, Shooters Connection is the only name you need to know. Online at shootersconnectionstore.com.
Merry Christmas from Jeff Cawthon of the Hit Factor. That was so lame. That's okay though. It is Christmas, or this is going to come out a couple of days before Christmas time, which is, I mean, it should be an exciting time for anybody,
Right?
especially like if you have little kids. Like then it's like Christmas is exciting, right? Because they get like super excited, even though like Christmas doesn't like get me like super jazzed up, personally. But my kids are like, my oldest is 4, so like he's just now like understanding like Santa Claus and presents, and can understand that from like further out, right? Like last year he kind of understood Christmas, and we get presents at Christmas, but like as far as like that was kind of like you only tell them like a couple days ahead of time, right? Because they can't handle can't handle the anticipation.
And they get
So
upset
now
when
he's
it's like, oh yeah, Christmas is in like 2 weeks, and they're like, right now? You're like, no.
exactly.
They're like, tomorrow? And you're like, no, in 2 weeks. And they're like when I wake up? I'm like, no. Yeah, that's a tough conversation.
Yeah. So our oldest, well, Declan ain't the same age basically. So yeah, like there's presents under the tree, and he kind of knows like which ones are his, and he still asks if he can open them, but he can at least be patient and wait a little bit.
That's good. That's good for him.
It is good. So yeah, as you guys heard, Shooters Connection is sponsoring the podcast, and like for the shooter in your life, which probably means the person that's actually listening to this, most likely,
right?
That's just the case.
For yourself,
yeah, it's a great place to get Christmas ideas and presents. So tonight we are having a "What do you want for Christmas?" from USPSA Santa. And
USPSA
the
Santa.
USPSA Santa, as Jeff dubbed him. It can't be powders, primers, bullets. It can't be like reloading supplies and ammo, because everybody wants those. Everybody wants more of those, and we understand that. Got it.
Okay, wait. If you had to imagine one person in USPSA or that has shot USPSA that would be Santa, who would it be?
That's it. Like, I actually thought of that, was thinking of that question before you asked me. Like, do we have to go with traditional Santa? Does it have to be like,
I guess not.
a fat jolly dude? I mean, Rob Latham would fit that description pretty well.
There you go.
He could be Santa.
Uh-huh.
Phil Strader would be a fun Santa, but he would be more of the drunk Santa, I think. If it was Phil.
He would probably be a fun Santa, though.
Yeah.
It's true.
I don't know. Who you got? Does it have, like, I would rather it be like a chick or something.
Would you? Would you?
Yeah.
Interesting. It's Jason Bradley. It's Jason Bradley.
Jason Bradley. That is the answer.
Oh, he's Santa for sure. Just got the beard. He would be a grumpy Santa, but he would be my Santa.
I could get behind Jason Bradley being Santa and Sasquatch being his elf.
There you go. All right, so USPSA Christmas.
I mean, I know, like right now, what I want. If I was buying for myself, which I won't get it for Christmas, but I will end up probably sometime this year. I can't get it for Christmas because we have bought too many presents for
Mm.
everybody else. So that means nothing for me, which is don't have a pity party. I've bought plenty of stuff for myself lately. There's no pity party here, but I want to get a Lynx belt system to try out for this year.
Mm.
See, I think I'm gonna try that. I need to get another T1000 because I have the T1000 hanger on my limited rig right now, and I don't like swapping holsters back and forth on belts. So I need to get another T1000 to go with my Lynx belt, and I'll probably get like Leif's ratchet system for the front of that Lynx belt. That seems like probably the way to go. Sometimes you eat lunch and like you need a little extra room there, and I think that ratchet system would help take care of that.
Yeah.
So that's my first one on my Christmas. Like I actually want that.
Okay, we're gonna go back and forth. Top 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So my number 1 is gonna be a backup gun. So since we're gonna be going shooting single stack, yeah, it's gonna be the SSC from the Dan Wesson SSC 40 cal from CZ Custom Shop. They're the only place that has them. So if they still have them, that's it. That's my number 1. You could probably still get it if you hurry, Jason.
Probably could.
Yeah.
Jason needs to get on that though. It's gonna have to get shipped out quickly.
But that's my number 1 from the old Santa. I need a backup gun. I would really like to have like matching pistols, matching 1911. I've never had matching 1911s, so that would be amazing. That would complete me.
That'd be good. Yeah. I've never had like exact matching.
Really?
I mean, I guess my 9mm 1911s are pretty close. Colors are different, but functionally the guns are basically identical. They're both Springfield operator.
Okay, so builds. Like same frame and slide.
Yeah, those are. I guess those would be qualified as matching.
Yeah.
I mean, the other ones are close too, but they're not all exactly the same.
Yeah. But my guns were just completely different.
Yeah, that would be a good thing for you, and for you that would set you up for, you're shooting 10,000 rounds a year, more give or take. You probably haven't even hit 10,000 in the last couple of years. Nope. Give or take around that. Those two guns would you could get a long life out of having two of those.
Yeah.
Because then you can have one that you practice with, and you can really limp it along for a long time. If you have another one, if something breaks, you got another one to use. That'd be good.
Okay, what's your number 2?
This is tough because this can also include like skills, which we didn't actually give. I didn't give that stipulation. This can include skills.
I'm too poor to ask for skills. I'm gonna have to ask for material things.
Yeah, you definitely need material things at this point. I also would like a new timer. I've been rocking the CEDs for like literally since I started, and I used to always keep 2 of those because one was old, and those things are a little bit fragile, and one was old, and it's like you never know when the battery's going to die on it. And then having 2, those are just rechargeable batteries. You plug them in, and they last a pretty long time. But inevitably you forget to charge it, and you start your practice session and it runs like one time and then it dies.
Yeah.
And so then if you have a backup that's you keep charged up, then you have another timer just to keep going. And my old one completely died. So I'm kind of looking for a new timer. I probably won't get the same CED. I'll probably upgrade to one of the new ones, but I don't know which one it'll be yet. I really haven't looked too hard into them. And they're kind of expensive, I think. Like some of the like the new ones that are kind of cool and fancy, they're
Dude,
kind of expensive, and I don't know if I need them.
shot timers in general seem kind of ridiculous to me. Like, why on earth is it that expensive? Even for like the Pocket Pro, like I can't imagine why it should be that expensive.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been a huge fan of the Pocket Pros
But like
because
the
they don't
cheapest
store
timer you can
runs.
get is like $130.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what the CEDs used to be. I don't know what they are now. That
They're
used to be
130.
about where they were,
Yeah, they're
130
130.
bucks. I thought the Pocket Pros were cheaper than that
I mean,
7 years ago.
I bought mine for 120 like 6 years ago.
Yeah, the Pocket Pro seems like it should be like 50 bucks
Yeah, and
because like
the
it
pack
does nothing.
timer, it's the same
Yeah,
deal.
yeah, they're basically the same thing. Like they do virtually nothing. They're extremely rudimentary as far as
Mhm.
like the buttons and all that on them.
Yeah, it
And
seems like that the technology that's in that thing should not be 120, $130. But
no, and I doubt it. I mean, maybe when it first came out, it was, but
yeah.
like that. I don't think it would still hold true for that. So a primer, I mean, not a primer, a timer, is kind of on my list of things for this
Okay.
year.
Um, for my second item, I'll take a Dylan with an auto drive. What is the new one? 1100? Is that where we're at?
The 1100 is the replacement for the 1050.
Yeah, I'll take that with an auto drive,
You don't want to go
Jason.
with the Mark 7? Just go straight Mark 7 on everything?
I don't know which one's better. You tell me.
I mean, I think I would probably, like, if I was going to buy new, I would probably buy the Mark 7 at this point.
Okay. Okay, yeah,
It's
I'll
going to
go.
give you 10 stations versus
Mm,
8 stations. So which gives you really what that does in our game, gives you more stations to have more sensors if you want to run sensors. So basically just
oh,
ways to have checks to make sure your ammo is all
mm,
good. So that could be nice. I would have been a little bit more leery about a Mark 7 before Lyman bought them. And
oh yeah.
when Lyman first bought them, I was really leery. Like, are they buying them just to get rid of it? But since Lyman has it, like Lyman is extremely established in the reloading world. They're going to be around for a long time. Like they're not going to go away. And so like I think you're going to have lots of product support for a long time going with those.
Mm. Okay, fine. You talk me into it.
So I would go with that. You might as well go full tilt.
Mm-hmm.
Get their primer, like their automatic primer feeder, like just go all in. It's like $10,000. Well, but it's Christmas. You're not paying for it. You don't care.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, that seems
Okay.
good. You need that. Time is money, Jeff.
I do need that real bad.
Dude, you could buy that, and in 3 hours, you could have all your ammo loaded for the year.
Yeah, at that point it's like, was it even really worth all the money?
Well, how long would it take you to load 10,000 rounds on a 550?
10,000 rounds?
Yeah.
A while. Yeah, it would take a while. Like.
Yeah, that's the thing about to me, like one of the biggest advantages of an auto drive is the ability to stockpile. Like,
Yeah.
like when you're on a 550, I mean, I guess you can stockpile. Like if you're kind of real diligent about going in and just loading for a half hour every day and get your 100 rounds in a half hour or whatever it takes you. But in a half hour with an auto drive, like you're busting out 1,000 to 1,500 rounds, and yeah, like you do that for 2 weeks in the wintertime, and you've stockpiled all your ammo for a year. If you're only shooting 10,000 rounds a year, then you charge your buddies to come. They can come load all their ammo at your house.
Yeah, I mean, somebody could do that. Nobody else shoots here, so that wouldn't really work.
No. Well,
yeah, it would probably, like, if you take into consideration having to like load primer tubes and stuff like that, I'm probably between 20 and 25 hours to load 10,000 rounds.
You can do. Am I doing my math right? You can do 400 an hour.
I would say 600 an hour. I never load for an hour. I load for 20 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
But I load like 200 rounds.
In 20 minutes?
Yeah.
I mean, that's doing pretty good.
Yeah. But I'll still take the auto drive since, I can.
Yeah. You would shoot more if you had an auto drive, I bet.
Possibly.
You wouldn't feel so bad about, like, burning through 400 rounds in a single practice session because you wouldn't be like, dang, that took me, like, an hour just to load that, and I burned through 400 rounds in, like, an hour shooting.
Yeah, that's definitely a factor. And, I'm sure, like a lot of people are aware of, as you get families and all that, and you're loading, you need 20 minutes to load for the practice. Like, it can be challenging.
Yeah.
To find that 20 minutes.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
There's so many places you can shave off time in a day. Like, you can only get up so early. And if you're getting up so early, you can only stay up so late. So.
Is Jeff admitting that you have to sleep?
There are some hours that need to be used for sleeping.
Dang, Jeff is turning a corner here.
Yeah.
Okay. My final wish, because we're just doing 3. Are we just doing 3? My final wish for Christmas for next year would be that anytime I step up to a stage, like to shoot, like at a match, that I just shoot with total confidence in my abilities. Like just like no matter what's going through my head, like no matter how I've shot before, how I shot in practice, no matter how the match is going, none of that. That every time I step up to there, like I just have 100% confidence that I'm going to execute that stage.
Gotcha. So it's not that you actually will do that. It's just that you have the confidence that you'll do that.
I mean, I guess, yeah, we could ask that we could shoot our 100% potential on every stage that we shoot. I mean, I guess you could ask that. But that's not really a fair ask, I don't think. So my ask is that I just have 100% confidence, humble confidence in myself every time I step up to a stage.
Okay. I like it. That's quite the request.
It is. I mean, I feel like Santa Jason could do that for me, though.
Jason is my Santa. And Jason wouldn't do that for you.
Oh, do we have different Santas here?
You picked Rob.
Well, okay, fine. I bet Santa Rob can do that for me, or Santa Phil. I'll take Santa Rob can give me a timer, and Santa Phil can be the one who gives me confidence.
There you go.
Although I feel like that's probably the wrong way. Santa Phil should give me a timer, and probably Santa Rob should be the one to give me confidence. Because I don't think Santa Phil would ever try to give somebody confidence.
Right. I feel like you need a genie for that request.
Possibly.
I'm not sure. Santa bestows emotional strengths.
Hey, Santa Rob can.
Okay.
He's the goat.
He's
the great one. He can do whatever he wants.
He's the great one. Okay, last one. I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty set after a gun and a press. I don't know. It's tough. That's all I really want. I mean, I guess it'd just be like for some great experiences with great people all over the country. That's the thing that I enjoy the most. So more of that.
You couldn't ask for like you had one request, you couldn't think of anything, so you didn't think about taking one for the team and saying, hey, how about rule stability for the coming year, that no rules will change or anything like that?
I feel like that's too big a ask. I mean, too many things have to happen for that request to be met.
All right, so Jeff's gonna ask for great experiences. Wait, what was it? Great experience across the country?
Yeah, I just, get to more matches, meet more people, have more conversations. Yeah, just more of that.
Does that mean
more
I have to road trip with you to grant
Yeah.
this request?
Yeah, just more of the same. Like what we've done or what I've done in this sport the last few years is why I keep doing it. Like, yeah, it's that the part of it that makes it the most fun for me. I like to win, but I like to meet the people and hang out with people around the country the most.
Okay, so I'll get a list of existential questions that we can discuss as we road trip to matches in random parts of the country.
I hope you do. I don't think people understand how easy it is for me to just like, and this is so weird for me because I've not always been this way. Like, just talking to people. I don't know, maybe the podcast made me this way.
Yeah.
It's actually a really interesting, evolution of me. But it is super easy for me to just, talk to somebody for just, hours and hours and hours.
I mean, that's good if you're going to road trip with me, because I usually don't shut up.
Right, yeah. We don't have any problem keeping conversations going. Unless I have COVID.
Not usually. Unless you have COVID. Unless you're actively trying to kill me.
Yeah.
Then we're usually fine.
Yeah. So yeah.
I like
more
it.
of that. More of the same. Let's do that.
I'm down. I believe Billy McScrublord has a Patreon shout out for you to give.
Okay. So I'll try to make this quick. Patreon shout out is just me describing this video that Billy made. And he's basically photoshopped Ben's hair onto my head and put pit vipers on my face. And then there's this video montage of it flying through the city and going up on this skyscraper. I don't know what the hell it is. but I have a mustache and I'm like smirking, so it's pretty solid, but I don't know what it is. And I don't know how to shout it out, so there it is from yours truly. I know y'all are loving the content from Billy.
All right, so if you want to have your own personal Patreon shout out, Jeff has a channel on the Discord where you can make that happen. Of course, it is Jeff. It does require a small contribution to his child's college fund, but it's worth it. Like, you're gonna get lots of exposure. Like, it can be whatever you want, assuming it's like not like raunchy or nothing. I don't actually know what Jeff's I don't know where Jeff's like sensibilities are as far as like what he will or will not, but I assume he would allow you to make it up again if he deemed one inappropriate.
Yeah. And like probably raunchy would be like the side I wouldn't want to go. You can pretty much be as controversial as you want.
Yeah.
So I don't really care about that. So.
Yeah, that would seem appropriate to me. So anybody that wants a shout out, whatever it is, we're happy to do it.
Yeah, there it is. And we put this question up on the Discord on what you want for USPSA Christmas. We got some answers on here.
The T1000 hanger.
Yep.
That's from High on Inhalers. We got several for primers and primer prices, which
for some reason
not
legitimate. For some reason Jeremy has dubbed primers not a valid request. He can ask for fucking confidence, but they can't ask for primers. I don't really understand.
Dude, we're already at a shortage. We don't need Santa trying to go around and pick up all the extra primers out there.
Right. I get you. We don't need Santa causing the prices to go through the roof.
Exactly.
We got consistent throttle control, ability to reduce tension, and unlimited cheap primers. That means you don't get any of those because you asked for primers.
Exactly. Yeah, sorry, that guy.
Per Jeremy's rules. I mean, I would never say that, but those are Jeremy's rules.
Yeah. Paul Trex wants a range closer to his house where he can practice. That is, I mean, that's like, to me, like that's one of the biggest limiting issues with USPSA is people's ability to practice.
For sure. Yeah. Because a lot of people...
You can dry fire a lot and do a lot through that, but...
Yeah. And a lot of people only have access, like, they have to drive quite a ways just to get to an indoor range where they can't draw the gun and they can't shoot fast. And they can't transition.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's pretty much worthless at that point.
It's like you can group shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I would be really bad at giving you something productive to do with that, but... Then we have, a job that fits the local match schedule, or a local match that fits his job schedule. From Fat Abs.
This name cracks me up. Magnum 6 wants USPSA to have a Hall of Fame.
USPSA
which
Hall
is
of
kind of
Fame.
Interesting. I mean, that's somewhat interesting what that would entail. He wants it because it would legitimize the sport more.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to like argue whether that legitimizes the sport or not. I think it's interesting because like right now it's a lot harder to get into the Basketball Hall of Fame or the Football Hall of Fame than it was when the Hall of Fame was first when those Hall of Fames were first brought out, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, if you're going to have this criteria that people have to be able to meet in order to get into, like, the USPSA Hall of Fame, like, it would be a very, very small Hall of Fame at this point, right? Like, it would be pretty
Is
narrow.
there generally a criteria for Hall of Famers? I thought it was just like a vote, like a board vote kind of deal or something, or a council vote or something.
It depends on the Hall of Fame. There are some that have like actual metrics you have to meet before you can be eligible. And then from there, it's still a board vote. But for the, like, I mean, you're correct that most of it is a board vote, but after a while, it does become like, these are the people who have entered the Hall of Fame, and these are the metrics that they have. And these are the people who are not in the Hall of Fame, and these are how their metrics compare or don't stack up to the people who are in it. And so you almost end up with a set of metrics that, like, well, if this person's in, well, this person has to be in as well, right?
Right.
Now that's always, it's always a little bit different because it's not always a matter of metrics don't always add up. Like Draymond Green, whether you guys, if you know NBA basketball or not, whether you like the Warriors, whether you like Draymond, I don't actually like Draymond at all. But like statistically, like he will never have the stats to get into the Hall of Fame because he's not like his game doesn't stuff the stat sheet. Like he doesn't score a lot of points. He doesn't get a lot of rebounds. He doesn't get a lot of assists. Like that's not what he plays. I mean, he gets quite a few assists, but like his metrics from that standpoint are pretty low. But pretty much everybody that would be on the Warriors team would say like they have 4 championships. They should have had 5, but they have 4 championships. Like almost all of them would say there's no way that we have a single one of these championships without Draymond Green. And so his only metric really is that he was a member of 4 championship teams. And so does that get him into the Hall of Fame or not?
Okay.
Sorry, I went way too far down the road on that question, but
yeah, a little bit.
I do that. It'd be kind of interesting. That'd be an interesting debate, like fill out the USPSA Hall of Fame, like who gets in, who doesn't.
Yeah. But until the organization legitimizes, well, that's a good word, right?
Legitimizes, not legitimatizes.
You didn't even let me re-say it before you corrected me.
I couldn't.
Okay, well, before the organization legitimizes it, we could come up with our own council to have a Hall of Fame. You know, you could have like an unofficial, official, have a Hit Factor Hall of Fame. That would be cool. And we could ask people that have been around a long time or relevant people in the sport to be part of some sort of committee to vote on it. That would be cool.
Would you put Brian Enos in your Hall of Fame?
I don't really know. I don't know anything about Brian Enos, dude. I haven't been around long enough. So that's why we'd have a committee and it wouldn't just be like you and me deciding.
Yeah. I'd have an opinion on stuff, but I shouldn't be the one deciding it.
Yeah? Are you looking for an opportunity to shit on Brian Enos? You could do that if you want.
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know much about the guy, so I've never been on Benos, as they call it.
Well, I mean, that's kind of I picked Brian because doesn't have a ton of success as a shooter. I mean, like he was good, and it's been a while since I've looked at his history and accomplishments. He was good. I'm trying to remember if he won a national title or not. Somebody will correct me on that. I don't remember. But
I thought his whole thing was that he was so good that he was bored or something. No one could beat him or something. Maybe that was just somebody I know that was shitting on him.
Yeah, I mean he was a really good shooter, um, but he's almost. I mean, at this point, he's more known for his the name of a book. I think he has a book, and his. I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
Enos forum, which I haven't been on the Enos forum a long time, but when I first started, that was where the information was at, was on the Enos forum. That's where you got information for things. That was basically pre-social media and all of that. Um,
He
so
has
he's had a big influence on the sport.
he has a big head. Like
You mean like a big
no,
like big
like
ego, or
physically,
like
like no, like physically, because like all the pictures I've seen of him, he has hair, and you can't really tell. And you go to the website, and he's got a shaved head.
is hmm, I don't know.
I'm like, I'm not trying to be mean. It's just it's noticeable.
Yeah.
Have you ever shaved your head?
No. I mean, not like Bicked, like number two. I don't think I've ever gone a number one,
Oh,
but
okay.
like a number two all the way across. I used to do that every year.
Really?
Yeah, because I wouldn't want to go get a haircut,
Mm,
so it'd get like real long, and I wouldn't want to pay for a haircut, and so I'd just shave it off.
wow. You're such a Chad.
A what?
A Chad?
I don't know what that is.
Don't worry about it.
That's probably good.
Oh, we skipped over Cawthon. Is that how you say it, or you say it Cawthon? I would say it Cawthon.
Uh, I don't know.
The Discordian.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I don't.
Oh, he wishes for true love or a GM or GM.
I mean,
I hope you find one of those, buddy.
I hope he does too. You know, like I think everybody should find what they're looking
Maybe
for
you'll get
there.
the 2-for-1. Maybe maybe you'll meet a GM and just true love right there.
Could be. I
Yeah,
don't think Enos won a national title.
yeah. I couldn't find
I
any
don't.
achievements on there.
I don't think he has won a national title.
J Rod
Billy
says
McScrublord. Oh no, go ahead. Oh yeah, J Rod, he's next. What do you say?
Henning base pads, better tension management. This is yes, better tension management's a good one. Uh, win a major in my division. Solid. Solid.
I would love to hear what he says. Like when he says better tension management, like what he wants to do better from that.
He wants to not be
I
so
just be
tense.
well, then why didn't? But yeah, but to phrase it as better tension management, that would mean at some point you want some amount of tension,
Yeah.
but you want to control that tension.
I don't feel like it's that complicated.
It could be. Billy McScrublord wants to make it through Dragons Cup without shit pant or dying.
Shit bad.
He wants to win major match with a plain T-shirt, no sponsors, logos, or tramp stamps,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and access to Bill Godboll's autistic savant-esque meme factory brain. I mean,
Solid.
I hope he gets all of those things. You
I
know,
hope you do too.
I love the win a major match in a plain T-shirt because that's my whole career. So
Right.
not the winning the
Right.
major match, not the winning
Right.
the major
Just
match
the
thing,
T-shirt.
just the T-shirt part. Yes,
Right. Yeah.
yes.
Um.
Bill wants an actual achievement system from USPSA instead of the stupid badges thing.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. Those
What is the
badges
badges thing?
on the USPSA website, when you log in and like go to your profile, you'll have like badges for like, I've been a member for 3 years and
Wait,
I'm
really?
I'm classified. Yeah. So if you had like an actual achievements, it's like, yeah, they're stupid. Like they're like participation achievements is what they are.
How do you find your achievements?
You log in and go to your like profile.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll have achievements. Yeah, I'll go
I
to
don't
mine.
think I have any achievements. Your
Well,
profile.
you suck. You haven't participated enough. Here we go. I'll go to mine if I can remember.
I don't have any achievements. No, 0 achievements.
How do you know?
Huh.
They must have restricted yours. Are you sure you're not banned?
I don't know. They still take my money, but I don't. Maybe I am. I don't know what I don't know what these achievements things you're talking about are. So
Dude,
I guess I don't have them.
I can't even remember how to log in.
You should go to USPSA.org and there's a thing that says login.
Oh yeah, there we go. Hold on, I'll find this thing.
Okay, so while Jeff's looking that up, let's see.
You go to your classification record. It's right there.
Your classification record?
Yeah, go to classification record.
Where's classification? Oh.
You'll have earned badges.
Oh, I do have some badges.
Read them. What do you got?
12-year member.
Wow.
I have USPSA single stack Grandmaster, limited Grandmaster. I'm classified in limited 10.
So I think the Grandmaster one must be new, because that one is like actually kind of an achievement thing. That's the only one. The rest of them are participation.
Yeah, then it's like it just lists like Beretta low cap nationals.
It's like you went to nationals.
Right.
Yeah, like the two, like my 2020 nationals, I got third in both these divisions. I have achievements for participating in nationals. Yeah, it just says this member participated in 2020 nationals. But yeah, you do have the Grandmaster, and then, in production, I'm just classified.
Yeah. I mean, the 12-year, I mean, like I've been in it for 12 years.
That's not an achievement.
I mean, it's kind of an achievement that I've stuck with it this long, right?
No.
No.
Like, you should just look up here at the joined USPSA, and you do a little math, and you know that. I don't
yeah, but that's the way I don't have to do math.
I mean, okay, if you want to have it, they could just put that number right there by your join date. Like, oh yeah.
So you think there should be like it should, like, if you win anything, if you win an area championship above, if you win like your class, your category, or what at area championships or national titles, it should be on there.
That would be cool for it to track all that for you.
And then like stage wins at nationals. Like it doesn't tell you necessarily, doesn't necessarily have to tell you which one. It just tells you like how many you have. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's all kinds of cool things you could do with it. But I think you could get away from highlighting participation and highlight achievements. I think that would be
I'm down with
a better way to go.
Yeah. CRM CDM. I don't like. Are you supposed to like try to pronounce that, or do you just say the letters? I don't know. Cumd. I don't know. He wants the bans to be reversed. All the bans to be reversed by USPSA.
All the bans?
Well, he
Is
just
there
said banned
anybody that's
reversals, so
been?
I assume.
I mean, do we want? Is Radar back?
He had a 1-year suspension.
So he's back. He wasn't banned. He was like just suspended.
Yep, that was a 1-year. That's my understanding. I could be misspeaking, but I'm pretty sure he had a 1-year suspension.
Did Cawthon? Did he get banned?
Oh, he's eligible. So he can shoot. He had like a 2-year.
Interesting. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, no, you can shoot at people, and you can cheat.
Right.
You just can't talk bad. Well, you can't give out correct information to the public that makes the board look bad. If you do that, you will get banned, even if it doesn't. So, just don't give out correct information.
We're just warning you.
Yeah. That's it.
And then we got some friggin' memes and stuff.
Sorry.
Yeah, so that's the video that I was supposed to describe.
Oh, that makes for terrible podcast audio for me to just watch that video.
Right, I was like,
Billy McScrufflord.
Yeah, he sent that to me in a message, and I was like, how am I supposed to shout this out?
His brain just works. It just works differently.
It's on another level, bro.
I think that is true. Like, I think it is on just a new level. Okay, few podcast questions. Have we finished Christmas?
Yeah, I think so. Did you do all 3?
I did my 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I did 3.
We had a suggestion to have Travis Tomasi back on because he
Mhm.
is a national treasure, and I agree with both of those statements.
Yeah.
We should have Travis back on. We actually have a whole lot of guests we need to have on. That's a little bit on me to get that lined up and get people when they can come on.
Yeah, it's totally on you. It's all your fault.
That's really, I mean, it kind of is. It kind of is my fault.
Yeah.
40 versus 45 for single stack. Dern Humpus asks us this. I actually don't know if I should be telling people's like Discord's names because I feel like I'm gonna end up saying something bad that I don't mean to say, but it's probably gonna happen.
You definitely are.
Probably.
You probably already did, honestly.
Yeah, probably. So 40 versus 45. The whole minor discussion is a different discussion to me if you're gonna shoot major versus minor. But we're just gonna say you're gonna shoot major, and 40 versus 45. If I had no other considerations, it was just I'm shooting single stack, and I just have to decide, like, do I want to shoot a 40 cal gun or a 45? I would shoot 45 every time. Like, I would always pick 45.
Yeah.
Like the gun is designed around that. Like, it's like the recoil is on a 45 is honestly you can manipulate it a lot because you can go 185 grain all the way up to 230 grain. And in between that, you actually go heavier or even a little bit lighter if you want. So you can really kind of manipulate how it recoils. But just that low pressure recoil on a 45 is just awesome. Like the bullet is moving slower. Like you're not going to burn out a barrel like almost ever unless you use a really usually a really corrosive powder. And the gun's just going to work. Like it's just going to be it's going to be a lot easier to make it work. You can make it not work, but it's going to be easier to make it work. So again, if there's no other consideration, I would shoot 45s. Now, with that being said, I shoot 40s now. I compete with 40s because I want to load the same ammo for my single stacks versus my limited guns. And so I don't want it to change my press over or anything like that. And so I literally for that reason, I built 40 cal single stack guns when it was time to build new guns. And because I just want to use the same ammo. And you can load 40 a little bit cheaper, just because the projectile is just a little bit cheaper, 180 grain versus 230. And primers, you're at least probably consolidated more on just picking up small pistol primers versus if you're loading 9mm for anything else, having to get small pistol primers and large pistol primers if you're shooting 45. And then for a while, like there was a big run of small pistol primer 45 cases. So then you had to like sort your 45 cases for small primer versus large primer. It was a big pain. And so, yeah. So if I had no other considerations, I would pick 45. If you have any sort of consideration like that, you might go 40. But as Jeff has found out, buying like a factory 40 cal single stack, there's not a lot of options out there. You're pretty limited from that standpoint.
And even 5 years ago, there was a lot more options.
Yeah.
There's like no options now.
Yeah, the 40 S&W is becoming a specialty round, because it was extremely popular, and like there was brass everywhere because large percentage of law enforcement agencies used 40 cal, and they have since almost all gone to 9mm. I don't know that that's universal, but it's a huge percentage of them use 9mm now. And so 40 cal is just not like just getting brass and stuff before you could just you can get police pickup pretty easy. And now it's harder and harder to find. More manufacturers are building and making just 9mm guns. They're not even messing with making 40s and 45s like they used to. So,
yeah, and I've never shot 45 much, or I haven't shot it much. I shouldn't say that, but yeah, I started with a 40, kind of with the, like, 40 was kind of the thing, 5 years ago. Little did I know it was like the end of the thing.
Right.
But yeah, it was kind of the thing. And I thought, hey, if I ever shoot limited, I'll already be set up to load 40. So I'll just start with 40, go that route, and then 40 is kind of dying or has completely died. So yeah, I'd probably go with 45. Also, just for like, the true religion of John Moses Browning, like shoot the 45.
That's true. Very valid point.
Yeah. So unless you have a really good reason to shoot 40, shoot 45.
I agree.
Yeah. Then we got a suggestion down here for our single stack raid. We're supposed to be raiding a match this coming year for single stack. Suggestion for the Ozarks Classic. It's been suggested. It's just really early.
Yeah, it's too early.
Yeah. We also got a suggestion for the Cornhusker Classic. I haven't shot that one. I wouldn't mind shooting that one. I don't know when it is, but
yeah, I don't know anything about the Cornhusker Classic, and I'd say like I'm not saying the Ozarks Classic is like the match itself is too early, like that it shouldn't be that time of year. I think that match fits that time of year really well. It's just for what we want to do with the single stack raid, if we're going to call it a raid. That's awesome.
That's a good thing to call it. I like that.
Yeah, I like it. The single stack raid. Maybe we'll make shirts. Jeff, make some shirts.
The raid.
Yeah, single stack raid. Then you can sell them.
Oh yeah, money.
If they want to be on our squad, they got to buy a shirt from Jeff.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're gonna organize with the match director. Don't let anybody join this squad until they have paid their dues and bought a T-shirt.
Yeah. We can do that if we do the right match. But yeah, probably I feel like, yeah. later in the year, I think would be a little bit better.
Yeah, I think people are wanting to. I mean, I think ideally people are wanting to like shoot nationals and then do it. Because isn't the other nationals earlier next year? Is that right? Or am I
CO
just?
Nationals is kind of middle of the summer.
Yeah, yeah.
That's really
And
kind of the
single
biggest
stack
holdup.
nationals isn't till October, right?
Yeah, like October 8th or something like that.
Yeah. So we were kind of trying to find somewhere in between those two.
Yeah. I mean, to me, like, I would love to do it at an area match. Just
Yeah.
because it'd be like, why does Area 3 have like 60 single stack shooters? I don't think we're going to probably get that many people to raid single stack, but you never know.
Right. Yeah. Hey, we talk it up enough. You throw in a free gun, we might make it
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. Put a gun on the single stack prize table for an area match.
Right. Yeah.
One of these days, I do. If I mean, right now, I don't want to give the board this much support. But one of these days, I do actually want to build a prize gun for single stack nationals.
Oh yeah. We'll just do it for an area match. The board's got nothing to do with it.
The board, yes, they do. Whatever area
Why?
director is of that area is the one putting on that match.
No, just walk up there and put it on the prize table, and nobody knows it's there. Just
Oh, just
lay it
walk,
up there.
just
Yeah,
yeah, like they don't let them get any support for their match by
and
doing it.
then
Just
yeah,
whenever they announce the single stack winner, just walk up to him like, "Hey, here's a gun you just won."
no, just stick it on the prize table, and then that first person to walk the prize table will just see it. They'll be like, "What the hell?" That would be amazing.
It would have to. I couldn't actually do the actual gun because I can't transfer a handgun to somebody out of state, but I could put a picture.
You could. You could put a picture, and you could say $50,000 value.
That's right. Be a massive tax write-off.
Right. Charitable donation, $50,000.
That's right. That's right. All right. This can probably be quick. What kind of training to do in the off season? Don't want to get cold, but it's off season for a reason, as to not get burnt out. Kind of got to. I think the question is, what kind of training should I do in the off season so that I can take a bit of an off season, but I don't want to train just the whole time because I don't want to get burnt out. I mean, I feel like we answer this question fairly often, but
yeah, we kind of. I mean, we got asked this question last week, but we also like kind of grazed over it and didn't answer it, and then you answered it like last second before we signed off.
oh yeah, so we'll answer it again.
It was from a different person, but it was the same question.
Yeah.
So let's do that again.
So what's off-season training? What should, like, not what you do, what should a person do?
Okay. Is that how we're going to answer it?
Yeah. Give this guy some advice.
Dude, I don't even know. I don't know. I have not figured that out. The correct thing to do in the off season. I mean, I feel like kind of the best thing that I have done so far. Now, I'm not telling you this is the best thing to do. This is per my own little niche of sports science, my life. The best thing that I have done is sort of stay involved in shooting. Is like I take a break from competitive stuff. I maybe stop dry firing for a while. But I keep going to my local matches, which are like 15 minutes from my house. I stay involved. I might even still go out on the weekends and shoot and just like, shoot crazy fast, have fun, hang out with people, but stay involved, keeping the brain and the eyes kind of tuned in to shooting and shooting quickly and processing information quickly. And but taking a break from the rigorous discipline,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing I have done in the past. Not what I'm
So
currently doing, but yeah.
So if I was to rephrase that in what I think you're saying is, um, still go shoot as weather and time allows. Like still go out and shoot, but just remove all expectations of anything other than having fun.
Yeah. And like I still try hard when I go out. Like I'm not just gonna go out and not try, because
Yeah,
that just wouldn't even be fun. You
right.
know, I'd probably try harder, right? Because I don't try to pull my punches kind of deal. Like you just cut
Yeah,
loose and have fun.
yeah,
But yeah, you kind of remove expectation, but cut loose, have a good time. But that's only if you're actually pulling your punches during the season. So I don't. It's all individual specific.
yeah. I mean, so my advice is that a little bit it changes as you like depending on where you're at in your career, like as far as shooting wise. Like if you just started like 2022, right? Like that was like your first year to compete. Um, like if you're into it, like mentally, you shouldn't really need a break. I mean, at least like I'm speaking more like whenever I say you shouldn't, like I'm kind of speaking to how I was, but like
Mm-hmm.
you haven't been in it long enough to really get burned out, and so like that's really not an issue for you. But you also haven't like your skill sets are still really green and really new. So there's a greater chance of attrition from somebody who's only been shooting for, I would say, even less than like 24 months. That if they take a big break, a big extended break, that they're going to see if like a loss of skill set is going to be more drastic than say like I know like I have gone quite a ways, quite a while without shooting and pick it up and basically a few practice sessions and a consistent dry fire for a couple weeks, like my skill set is pretty much all still intact. Not to say that there's not still refinement that always needs to be done, but like for the most part, those skills are still there. Like I can pick up a gun now, and like my draw time is not really any different. My reload times aren't really any different. I just with rust, I don't hit them as consistently, but the times aren't any different if I pick up a gun after not touching one for 4 months. I think that's a little bit different if you're really new to the sport. So that kind of changes what you want to do. Um, I wouldn't give anybody any sort of training plan like or like, well, you should never take more than 6 weeks off. You should never take more than 2 weeks off before you start. I would never give somebody anything specific like that because everybody's different. They're different. Their constraints. Uh, like I have two young kids now. Like that's way different than whenever I was first in the sport and I didn't have any kids. Just
Mm-hmm.
it just changes life. Um, and
Yeah.
so to me, like your goal of your off season should be, and again, this is not necessarily what I do, but it should be such that whenever you come back and like your season starts back up, how can you get to that and have the least amount of ramp up time, if that makes sense? It's
Mm-hmm.
like, what can you do during the off season to keep yourself from having to need a month to 6 weeks to 2 months to get back up to speed from where you ended your season the year previously? Um, that may simply just be physical training, just as far as like just making sure that you stay physically fit. Uh, like that could be it. That may be all you need. It may be like what Jeff said, just that go shoot your local monthly match, monthly local monthly, sure, uh, match like, and that's enough to kind of keep you fresh. Uh, Throughout things. Like Jared does he has like his Tuesday night indoor, like a local
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday night indoor match. I think it's every Tuesday like that. Like that's a perfect example. He shoots that through the off season without like doing any training. from what I understand, and that's enough to keep him fairly fresh and into stuff. So that's what I would say: is figure out what you need to do to kind of keep your skills enough such that like you can pick the gun back up, and it's not going to take you a long time to get back to where you were.
Yeah, I like that. And I also like what you said about like the first 24 months are a little different. Because that was definitely, I don't know if that's that way for everybody. It was definitely the case for me, though. Like, there was the first 2 years, there was no break, really.
Mm-mm.
It was, figuring out what it was. It was collecting all the reloading press and all the equipment I needed and learning the rules and still just learning how to do everything for about 2 years. And it was figuring out, what gun I wanted to shoot and what division and traveling to matches and just figuring out how everything works. And a lot of progress was made in that first 2 years. But after 2 years, I was definitely ready for a little bit of a break.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty common for people that go at it hard. For it to have that pretty similar experience. The challenge thing for a lot of people is that the end of the year is like when you like I have a buddy that just finished the world shoot, or often it's like nationals is often your last match of the year.
Yeah.
And so that's that's kind of the peak of your season. Like you've trained, like that's where you want to peak. That's where you get to. So you're the most dialed in, and then you go to this big match, and honestly, like you learn a whole lot at that match, and so then you're kind of fired up. Hey, I want to fix all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, oh, well, I'm supposed to take a break now.
Yeah, that's how it is. Like almost every year.
And it's tough because it's like, okay, how do I get that? How do I make sure that I get that the fire that I left nationals with, and that curiosity and that desire to get better? How do I, when February, March, April rolls around the next year,
Mm-hmm.
how do I maintain having that sort of fire and ambition to get better? And at
Yeah.
the same time, not train so hard through the winter that by the time you get to the nationals the next year, that you're just like, I don't even want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, like that's a personal path and figuring out how you're wired. Some people are just wired differently, and you
I
got to
think I'm
figure
gonna
out how
try
you're wired.
something a little different this year. Like we're supposed to go shoot Caribbean Open, right?
Yep.
I shoot that, and then I probably won't start training right away since nationals is, October.
Yeah.
But probably mid to late April, I'll start training, and I think I'm going to start by shooting a match. It might just be a club match, it might be a major, I don't know. But that's how I'm gonna start the training. Like I might
Like
dry
no
fire,
dry fire leading to it at all. Just
like
show up
maybe
and
like
shoot a
maybe
match
like a
cold.
week, right? Like maybe a week of dry fire.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna like get up and dry fire for a month or two before I go shoot a match. I think it's gonna help me get focused a little quicker and get like kind of like the fire you were saying, like get a little ambition jump start, right? To do that like first thing. So I'm gonna try that this year. I'm just gonna be like, first things first. Let's go shoot a match. Let's see where we're at. Let's do it.
I think the Caribbean Open's going to do that for you.
It will, but I do not need to start training in February. That would be such a long year.
That's okay. I'm gonna crush you. I'm gonna crush you so bad at the Caribbean Open that you're gonna be like, dang it, I need a long year because it's gonna take me a long time to get back to there.
If you crush me at the Caribbean Open, one, it will not have that effect on me. It just won't. I'll be like, well, oh well.
I've been dry firing 2 hours a day since you told me you signed up for the Caribbean Open.
Oh, good. I can't even like trash talk right now. That's how confident I am. I can't even do it, dude.
This is that Santa Claus that he's giving me. That we're starting early with this confidence thing.
Yeah. You're just really excited. You're just really excited. You finally get a chance at redemption. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's the match that I wanted at.
Thank you, Santa.
Yes,
bringing me redemption.
Yes. Very much so.
Been longing for redemption since 2020.
That's true. That's true. I have been. It's been so long. All right. That was good. Merry Christmas, everyone. I really do hope that everybody has a good Christmas, that you get to spend time with friends and family, and yes. And hopefully that all goes very well. So
yeah, for sure. We got some fun, exciting things coming up in 2023. So everyone have a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Spend lots of quality time with your family.
Yeah. Peace.
Oh, stop recording, damn it.